Here at the Warner Grand, we operate 365 days a year. We got a little something for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the man who saved the world thrice, killed Dracula twice, only got his heart broke one time. Claude Luke Halliday.
Bon voyage.
Our company would like to offer you a very generous amount for this place.
Some folks, they'll rob you with a 6-shooter, and others with a fountain pen.
It's time you either play ball or stay out of my way.
They said they were coming back for Mr. Hollywood.
You got real combat training, right? You'll be fine.
Stay away from my friends, my theater, and my neighborhood.
I hate blood.
Ride the rainbow, you son of a...
Terminate with extreme prejudice.
Want the Warner Grant? Come and get it.
Wait, I'm not ready.
Good afternoon and welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. So excited to have actor Terrence Howard on the show today. You know him. I mentioned the name, but you know all the films that he's been on. But because we're talking about Memphis right now, I have to tell you, Terrence, that the word Maine, Maine is a big deal because you made it famous across the country when you were in Hustle and Flow. So welcome to Dialogue with Deidre.
I appreciate that, but I gotta give that to Al Capone.
Al
He was the one that
Capone.
helped me to try and walk through and get a feel of what Memphis dialogue and dialect was about. And the way he said the mind and moved, that became DJ.
Well, thank you so much. Well, Al Capone made it famous and you did too. I want to talk to you about the reason why you're coming to Memphis next week. You're coming to Memphis for an evening with Terrence, presented by Jim Walker and 901 Rolls Royce. And it's the world theatrical red carpet premiere of Showdown at the Grand. And also there's going to be a one-man show with that as well. Is that correct, Terrence?
Well, it's like a one-man show, but it's more of just an intimate conversation with me and utilizing a couple instruments to tell some of the stories that's interested me. It won't be a full one-man show, but it's the beginning of a residency with Malco Theaters, because Malco Theaters have stepped up to the plate and want to save the community by saving each theater, which has always been the heart of every community.
Well,
so I'm going to help.
Well, and it sounds like it's a dual purpose. That's what as I was reading everything, you're going to also launch this campaign to bring back the movie theaters as a part of it.
Well, that's the main part of it. You got to remember from antiquity, we started off with oral traditions, and our oral traditions were passed along in front of a fire, And that fire somehow became the spotlights in the theater. And we still gathered together to hear and to learn of the wars that we had fought, or of the seasons that might come, or of the change in seasons, and to learn about who we were. Well, that was taken away when the movie theaters that used to be the place where all of the citizens met. That's where the teachers taught. That's where people argued and debated in the theater. It was all of that, and now it's just used films that could now be shown at home. And what was the center of our heart and culture and our traditions, it was the main channel by which our traditions have been passed out. That's being taken away, and so we'll be isolated. And like the Bible says at Proverbs 18:1, the one isolating himself will seek out his own selfish longing, and against all practical wisdom, they'll break forth. Well, that's the problem with the super social distancing happening.
Right.
Herd animal. So I want to remind us to come together. We have to stay together, and we have to save the theaters for that purpose. And the city should be responsible for maintaining and make sure that council meetings are had in the theaters, that you do have graduations at the theater, that you do have debates, at the theater. The same way we supported all of our small businesses and restaurants, and make sure you keep them open. We need to do that for our theater, which is the heart of us. So that's the campaign.
Well, let me tell you, it's so admirable because I took my grandson and his 15-year-old friends a couple of weeks ago to one of the Malco theaters to see one of the movies, and it was like a ghost town. Nobody was there, I guess because of, the pandemic and then streaming services now. So this is really admirable that you're trying to get people to come back, either to see movies or to have events in the theater.
Yeah, we have to open up that dialogue and get back, because remember, oftentimes when a country was being conquered, is they took away the ability for the people to gather. And the gathering was seen as a threat because they could now compare their ideas. Now, you could try and think that you're gathering on social media, but social media, anybody can jump in and say something and deter the conversation. But when you've got to be there in front of mothers and fathers and daughters and grandparents and grandsons and priests and sinners all together that have to give an accounting, and everybody knows in that community who you are, then the community can grow and lawlessness doesn't overwhelm us. And that's what I fear is happening. We need to come together and start bartering. We got to imagine, even if what happens if we lose our dollar, would we lose our society? Because Iceland lost its dollar in 2008. But did they die as a society? No. They by 2011, they were flourishing again. Why? Because they came together as a community and took care of their water needs and used the thermal vents as a heating thing. And now they are a prosperous country, and we need to, if we have to close our borders to start working together and building our industries again, and then go back out to the world, then that's what we should do. You should go straight. You don't have to turn, but you'll be able to go straight in a second. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I just want to keep our channel of communication open, because there may come a time in which we need it to save our country.
Well, I think it's great what you're doing. I also think that with the Film Commission and the Colored Girls production that's bringing you here, I mean, they're so connected. So having you come to town and spread the word is going to be so important. Talk to me a little bit about the movie that you're also premiering.
Well, I don't know whether it's true that life imitates art, or if it's the possibility that art imitates life. But the film that I'm doing that we're premiering is a film about saving a theater, and it's The Simple Man. It is George Fuller, is someone who is a legacy within the world of cinema in the sense that for over 100 years, this theater has been in his family. You know, before the Reformation, where it took away all of the Reformation Acts that took away all of the property of the slaves that had prospered during those harsh years. He kept the theater in his family. Now it's all he has. And this man is autistic, high functioning autistic, but autistic without any more family members to guard him and keep him together. So he's running this theater from his limited but beautiful perspective. And he loves this one character named Claude Luke Halliday, played by Dolph Lundgren, who was this action hero. And now he's just, if I can get him at my theater just one night, then maybe I'll have enough money to pay for everything for the year and we can keep the place open. He's so desperate. But when Claude Luke gets there, you know, he's also being attacked by this huge conglomerate that wants to gentrify and take away and bury the theater and form a multiplex in an entire new city. There, let's get rid of the culture and get rid of the steel mills. Let's get rid of the families, get rid of the people. And this is all that George knows. And when he refuses to sell, they use force. And Claude Luke Halliday is trapped in the theater with him, and his hero has to put on the real banner of a hero, and they fight together to save that theater, which is to save the community. And it's to see it at the theater. I've never seen a film like this. If you think, okay, Quentin Tarantino, maybe it's a Western, I've never felt a film like this, you know, to where it's a movie inside of a movie, but it's happening every day around us. They should have put on there, inspired by true events happening right next to you, because we're all being squeezed out.
And that's what's happening. I mean, it's happening right now in communities where, you know, gentrification takes place, where, you know, big business is taking over, like in Orange Mound, which is the largest, oldest African-American community in Memphis. My mother grew up there. I own property there, but people are trying to buy property to build commercial real estate, you know, in that neighborhood. So it's happening. So it's, you know, it sounds like it's a wonderful story. I saw the trailer, and we're going to put the trailer in our show so people can see it. But it speaks to what's happening in real life today.
Yeah, well, we really need to, like I said, we're responsible for maintaining our community. We are the ones that will prosper and benefit from maintaining the integrity of our community and providing the things for it. So as a community, we have to call and ask the theaters, hey, can you play these particular movies? We have to look online and see what movies have really made a difference and been able to impact the community. We need new leaders in the community. We need to have conversations and a place to have conversations about reparations that hasn't been given after 600 years of building a country and not receiving payment for it and not having any kind of reflection of our contribution to this country in our bank accounts. We need to find a balance. We got to have that conversation. And what better place to have it than at the theater? That's the best place to do it.
And I love the fact that you're going to do the premiere in Memphis. What made you want to come to Memphis for this?
Well, Memphis is the place that I feel my cinematic presence was born. It was born on the streets of Memphis when that spirit of DJ, you know, passed into me through Craig Brewer, you know, and evangelized our city and the young men. I talked 84-year-old billionaire, and she said to me and to John Singleton, I never knew after she saw the film, I never knew that I had so much in common with the Memphis Pen, because that story was ubiquitous for most people's struggles and what they're trying to do and what sacrifices they have to make. So that's why I'm coming back there. 18 years ago, that city showed love and cared about the heart of something. And this film is all about heart. This movement is all about heart. Mira, my one, has started a platform called Holly. And you can go to myholly.app, where because of all of the challenges and it's just Hollywood, but imagine Hollywood without the dead wood. If you burn up all the dead wood, the gatekeepers and blockers and the ones that tax people, their dignity and integrity in order to accomplish their dreams. If we burn all that down and just left the holly there, where a community of artists can come together, and you don't have to come to Bangladesh or to Hollywood or to Johannesburg or to Hong Kong or Singapore or Tokyo or any of these places where you think you need to go to in order to accomplish your dream. You can actually attend at home, and you can keep your day job, stay in college, and still be able to audition for any role around the world and get rid of the agents, get rid of the managers, get rid of the unions. And we build an international community of artists, of great creatives. And that's what myholly.app is. It's an opportunity to democratize the entertainment industry, so nobody has to worry about their children entering into the porn world because they moved out to LA with a big dream. But then after 9 months, their parents couldn't afford to take care of them anymore. And they're so embarrassed that they don't want to go home and give up on their dreams, that they end up answering some modeling ad and end up doing something and trading in their integrity. Holly puts an end to that, because now you can stay home, your families can watch you and see each audition and watch you grow and know if you put your script in there, now you can see how many actors around the world want to read your script, do a table read. Producers can now see how many people like these particular actors. And now you've got 5 million people, 20 million people that's read this. And now it takes all the guessing work out of it. And we're just going to change the world and do the work that God sent us to do. And that's where all of this is behind our 501c, the Center of Truth, Love, and Consciousness. And that's why we're building it. So all of the things that happen to me and my friends, unspeakable things, doesn't have to happen to anybody else.
Well, that's exciting. And tell Mira that I want to talk to her at some point when she has time. Hey, Mira, I'm gonna
talk in Memphis.
Dialogue with Deidre too. Okay.
In Memphis.
In Memphis, watch it.
Excited. So last question, because I know you're busy. How is it working with your partner?
I think that's the meaning of partner. You know, we found a symbiotic relationship. Everything in the universe comes down to symbiosis, or it's a repulsive and non-fruitful relationship. And if something isn't growing fruit, if you can't do everything together, you ain't got no business doing anything together.
Right.
That's what your one is able to do. If we were farmers, we would be out there working the fields, plowing and doing all this together. So I love the fact that I have someone that has recognized the plight that I've been on and have taken up the banner to run it with me, despite, you know, anything that we might run into. She's sometimes like, hey, let's not talk about that. Hey, let's not push that envelope, you know, but my nature is to push. So I'm glad that she's my guardian angel, but she's the muse. She's responsible for so much of my creativity because she's the perfect aperture that allows me to be able to communicate with the world and to fulfill whatever purpose that God sent me to do.
Well, that's just beautiful. And so we can't wait to see you both in Memphis, excited about it. We're going to promote this, an evening with Terrence Howard and Mira. We can't wait to see you. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. And
this is all of the It's all going to donation, and it's going to benefit the Memphis Film Foundation in trying to inspire young men and women and give them a place to where they can enter and learn about these things. I want to inspire the young men and women to not limit themselves to just doing this in English. Learn other languages. Give yourself an opportunity to go outside of your community and your neighborhood.
And we're not just there.
Yourself.
We're not just there for one day. We're there for
we're there for 6 days. So
that's wonderful.
Yes, and we're going to the
drive-in.
Drive-in. We're going to do another screening of the movie. Sorry, whoever that is. We're going to do another screening of the film, and we're going to show a screening of Hustle and Flow afterwards. We're just trying to remind everyone about the need to come together and celebrate, even if it's a little thing. Find a big reason to make it a big event. That's what life is about.
We're going to be there on Friday and Saturday as well to open up the opening to everybody, the whole public. We're going to be at the theaters.
So we're going to be at every theater.
That's going to be wonderful. That's going to be wonderful. We're going to make sure that we tease it on all of our channels, our YouTube channel, our social media platforms. We're going to let everybody know that you're here for 6 days. And we're so appreciative that you're giving back to our community, to those workers in the film industry, those apprentices, so they'll learn. Thank you so much for all you do.
To the parents that are so frightened about their children chasing their dreams. We want them to feel safe and secure because their baby is right there and they can provide the help, and you can invest into somebody's career and help them along the way. It's what we need to do. That's what we are born to do, is help each other.
Terrence and Mira Howard, thank you so much for all that you do for the theater community and just for the community, the world in general. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you in M-Town.
I can't wait. Back to Memphis. I'll see y'all soon.
Here at the Warner Grand, we operate 365 days a year. We got a little something for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the man who saved the world thrice, killed Dracula twice, only got his heart broke one time. Claude Luke Halliday.
Bon voyage.
Our company would like to offer you a very generous amount for this place.
Some folks, they'll rob you with a 6-shooter, and others with a fountain pen.
It's time you either play ball or stay out of my way.
They said they were coming back for Mr. Hollywood.
You got real combat training, right? You'll be fine.
Stay away from my friends, my theater, and my neighborhood.
I hate blood.
Ride the rainbow, you son of a... Terminate with extreme prejudice. Want the Warner Grand? Come and get it. Wait, I'm not ready.